Hey folks, welcome back to Galactic Civilizations 4 Supernova. Okay, so I was having a look at this game just before I started, and I'm kind of trying to get my head around, what do I do about my military might? Because it's a little bit low at the moment. I mean, it's saying on here that it's lower than everybody else. I don't think that's quite true. There's definitely something not quite right with the way some of these are calculated. Because, if you look at the graphs, for example, doesn't always line up. So you see here, look, it's not saying we're down in 9th there. So I'm actually going to talk to the development team and just see if there's... Because even if this might be calculated in a different way, but still, I feel for a player, that's confusing. Like these feel to me like they should be lining up with what we're seeing here. Now, again, I don't know exactly how it's calculated, but either way, that's a problem. So what are we doing? So yeah, the reason why I started thinking about this, by the way, is because I was like, right, okay, how dangerous is it for me to be near a dangerous civilization like the Yor and not have that much in the way of... Hang on, turn this music down. Not have that much in the way of military. And I think that the answer is not that dangerous, and I'll tell you why. Because if you look at the graph here, the Yor currently are at war with the Kryn Syndicate, which is, standard. Kryn are going to be at war with people, that's what they do. And the Kryn are also at war with the Iconians. So the Kryn are kind of keeping this ancient feud from happening, I think, because it looks like if the Yor are at war with the Kryn and the Iconians, I think it's the Iconians that are going to be bothering the Kryn the most. Now the Kryn are just going to expand and expand. They're going to be, I predict that unless they have an upset with the Iconians, that the Kryn are going to be the big threat in this sector. We're going to have to deal with them one way or another. And I tell you, the Torians are not joining the way. Okay, that's not happening. So I think what we've got to do is one way or another we assimilate the Yor. Now I don't think that the Yor are friendly enough in terms of the way they're programmed. I mean, in their AI as well as their in-game lore. I don't think they're programmed well enough that they're ever going to be friendly with us. Yeah, these guys are cruel. They're expansionist. They're probably not going to to bend to us if we try to ally with them. So I feel that means we've got to take them over quickly. So I mean, well, not quickly, but we've got to deal with them, and we've got better military than them, as far as I can tell, at least according to the graphs. But like I say, this is a little bit, it can be a little bit confusing. So, but yeah, look, we've got slightly better military power than the Yor. So I think that we want to be building up our military now, just so that we I feel that we could get away with being less territorial, less big in terms of military size. And the reason being is because the Minmots are not likely to attack us, I don't think. The Yor, I think, at this moment are unlikely to attack us because they're already in a war with someone who's way stronger than them militarily. I mean, if we just go to the military power, look at the Kryn are really, really strong militarily. So I don't think the Yor can afford to go to war with us, and I don't think the AI will do that. And, so I think we can probably get away without massive military expansion. That said, I don't know if I'm willing to take that risk. I think I need some element of military expansion going forwards. Okay. All right. Gosh, we've got lots of weapon upgrades. We've got a flag module as well. That's nice. Got a probe around here that we can put that on. Let's stick a flag module on a probe. You might be better off putting it on a cruiser or something, but that'll do. Let's just go and start picking up some of these. I was going to go through check this territory here, but I'm not that fussed about that. Anyway, we got a dolphin here. This is a frigate. I think I'll move the frigate to Rookbat. Then we're going to end the turn. Okay. So yeah, so my thoughts are that even I was a little bit concerned of the fact that we don't have a lot of ships, because that's usually a bit of a death sentence in GalCiv, right? Especially on the high difficulty settings. But I think that we might get away with this, because I don't think they're going to attack us. I think that the Minmots have probably got bigger fish to fry than us. I'm just guessing there. Also, they seem to like us, look. They're warm with us at the moment. We are trading as well, which also helps. Let's just have a look at their diplomacy graph. Yeah, they're trading with the corporate sector. Corporate sector like us. So I think we're doing a good job of, you know, putting a friendly foot forward. Now, if we attack the yaw, that's going to make us look really, really bad to everybody else. Okay. So, you know, and then there's there's no doubt that we're going to come into conflict in one way or another with the Kryn at some point. Anyway, this leaves me thinking, you know, there's lots of options that we've got. Okay, here at Ragor Shipyard, I think we need to build get a new cruiser. What's this type? This is a missile ship. I think I'm going to design a new ship class. So we've got the cruisers with the weapon range, and we've got the destroyer with the weapon cooldown. Let's get a cruiser. Well, the cruisers are designed to kill fighters first. The small stuff first. At least that's their standard targeting priority. You can change that in the Doctrine, whereas the destroyers tend to go for frigates and things first. In fact, with that being the case, let's go for the destroyer. We'll build a new destroyer here. Now it's the first time I've loaded up the shipyard, so there is a little bit of a delay as it loads in some of the assets. There's a lot of assets in this game, by the way. For those of you who don't know the game so well, GalCiv has an incredibly detailed ship designer. Now, it's a little bit much for me, but you can really go to town in this. You can actually, you know, create every component in terms of, you know, the way that things look. You can do stuff with the ship designer you can't do in any other Space 4X. It's got the most detailed ship designer that's ever been in a 4X game. There's no doubt about it. Okay, so what should we have? I like the look of that. That looks cool, doesn't it? It looks like kind of like a Klingon bird of prey or something, but it's even more bizarre looking. It's got some kind of Baroque look to it. Fantastic. Okay, so yeah, that'll do. Now we will need to just check the components. This is loads better now, by the way. We can just get the hulls, and you know they're right next to the weapons list, whereas before it was a little bit different. Okay, we want to avoid anything that needs Illyrium, so the enhanced particle beam's out for a start. I do like the idea of putting some missiles on this thing. So the best ones we've got, I think, are the hypersonic. Oh no, sorry, it's in ascending order. So the Avenger, 14 manufacturing cost and mass 6, more damage. Yeah. Okay, so we'll get two sets of missiles on. I think. Gonna give it a missile attack of 9. Maybe we get more. Just really go into the missiles. And then I think we get a railgun on there as well. That's mass 5. That's mass 6. 5. What have we got left? 18. Get a railgun on there just so when it does get into range it can fire away at stuff. Like, for example, if it might need to take out some fighters. GalCiv's an interesting game in the sense that the combat's been changed now, so it's not this rock paper scissors system that you had in GalCiv 3, which I didn't think it was very interesting, or GalCiv 2. It wasn't very interesting. This is way more interesting now in the sense that armor, will defend against everything, shields will defend against everything, but you know, there's more complex mechanics now involving which are more useful. In which situations. Gosh, that's 6 mass, isn't it? That's armor eating. Let's get the titanium armor on there, and then we want shield generators. That's about most of what we can put on here. I don't know if we want sensors, but a targeting computer is probably going to be important. 2 mass. We've got hull support. Our hit points are already 50. I think 4 extra hit points is not going to be a big deal there. I might put even more targeting computers on this thing. I'm just going to have a super accurate system. Now, this thing's not going to take a lot of punishment. It doesn't have a lot of armor. So, really, we're wanting this thing to stay in the back line and shooting with its missiles, right? The missile attack is 14. We've got some reasonable defenses. It will stop bombers and stuff. Maybe we could get rid of this, because the idea of this thing is basically it's going to sit in the back and shoot. Have we got a weapon? Can we afford a weapon jammer? Part's too heavy. That would increase our survivability a lot. Missile accuracy is 83%. So if we put a targeting computer on, okay, we're getting really diminishing returns. Look. Okay, well, that actually brings it up to 100%. Now, bearing in mind that this is, doesn't mean you're going to always hit because there's enemy evasion to take into account as well. But that's pretty accurate for a missile. So, do we trade our own evasion? I think we want the super accuracy. I'd like to be able to just hit stuff a lot. So, I'm going to go with that thing. I love the ship designer in this game. It's so good. Let's call this missile boat. Okay. And then we want something basically similar. Now, the missile boat's going to be targeting frigates. Sorry, it's a destroyer, so it's targeting frigates. We can then, by the way, we can then go into these ships. So if we go to show ship designs, and we go to the missile boat, and we can edit this design. Now we can go to edit doctrine. So now we can change what's called its doctrine, right? Operational abilities, targeting priorities and stuff. So this is probably going to be going for frigates and corvettes. Now, if you wanted, you could actually set it so it destroys capital ships first. Okay. So, like or you could go for cruisers and destroyers first. Frigates, corvettes, cruisers. Yeah, I think gunships would be better. So rather than going frigates, corvettes, and down into fighters, we'd actually go up to frigates, corvettes, and then cruisers. So we'd be taking out the anti-bomber and anti-fighter ships first, basically. Then anything that's, both of those classes, and then we're going to be targeting other cruisers. So this is not going to be used for taking down large capital ships. This is for destroying their anti-fighter ships, which means, if you think logically, this is going to be a nice thing for us to field with lots of bombers, right? Because if we field loads of bombers and fighters, which are very powerful, by the way, in this game, well, they can be, then you want to be killing anything that destroys those. If we can get rid of enemy frigates quite quickly, and they will field a lot of frigates, then our fighters and bombers are going to be really, really good. Like bombers are going to be excellent at killing enemy capital ships, right? That's what they're designed to do. They often have this giant slayer thing, I think. So focus fire will give us plus 10 attack. I think we're all really good for that. Barrage would give us more weapon cooldown. That's nice, because we could fire more. Or we could get Hunter, plus 25% attack and plus 25% accuracy against frigates and corvettes. So either of these would be pretty good. Also, Assault gives us weapon cooldown. Now, you might be wondering, why would you choose Barrage when you can get Assault? Well, the reason is because Assault comes in later. Okay, you have to unlock this later in the game. I think I'd go for Hunter here. This really is a corvette killer. There we go. So it's targeting priority is gunships, so it's going to be killing frigates, corvettes, and then cruisers in that order, and then anything else afterwards. I forget what the order of operations is after that. There we go. All right. Now we want to start a new design. So let's get a cruisers. Oh, hang on. I want a cruiser this time. Ship class, cruiser. Let me think about the. I'll come back in and do the priorities afterwards. So this thing wants to be targeting cruisers first. Okay, so we're going to be killing enemy cruisers. I think with this one we're going to be going with lasers. We haven't really gone into laser technology, have we? Maybe railguns are going to be better then. Thing is, you do need to get close with these, which means, and we want better one. We want better. Oh, hang on, we got the particle beam. I'm being dense. Sorry, guys. Okay, so could actually put an ion cannon on one of these. This disables enemy ships. It disables an invasion. Thing is, we're going to be, yeah, it might be worth it. Let's put an ion cannon on that. Cost. Stick it as a laser. So yeah, let's go with the particle beam, I guess. We can get more railguns on. It's stronger as well. Okay, so we need a high kinetic attack on this thing. Now the railguns, they're only 50% accuracy, right? So we're going to have to put some targeting computers on too. And we can also upgrade. We don't have to put a lot on here, but this thing also needs to, we need lots of like shields. Okay, shields or armor, preferably both. Let's put some titanium plating on. We'll put shield generators on. That's all we get. Okay, so we got one targeting computer. Kinetic accuracy is pretty low. I wonder if this might be a little bit overkill. Yeah, kinetic attack 13. Let's drop that down to 10. We need to get more accuracy on here. We can put we can use a doctrine to increase that, but we're going to get much more for our money, I think, if we put these on. We also do. I also want to put an evasion module on if we can. It's too heavy. Yeah, this thing's going to be taking damage as it comes in. Maybe we just have to eat that accuracy penalty. Remember, these do fire pretty quickly now. The cooldown's pretty quick, so we're gonna be having low accuracy, right? But I think with anything else we can put on here. But we definitely need. I want a mix of shields and yeah, targeting computers. Okay, we'll go with that. So we'll just call this a railboat. Okay. Alright, there's our railboat. Here's our missile boat. Let's build a missile boat first. I think he's going to be doing most of the killing. The railboat is going to take a lot of flak as it goes in, but that's fine. And this is going to go straight for the enemy big ships. Now, railboat, we do need to, let's just go into design new ship class. And we do need to alter its doctrine. So, yeah, we don't, weapon cooldown, we've already got good cooldown. Gonna give plus 50% attack. Interesting. Maybe we go Giant Slayer, although these are medium ships, aren't they? Yeah, we don't have. I don't think we've got all of the operational abilities coming yet. Maybe I'll put Assassin in there then. So this is gonna increase its attack by a lot, 50%. But the weapon cooldown is going to be a little bit slower. That doesn't mitigate some of the problem that you get with the railgun, but it also, you know, you're kind of diluting. You're diluting its speed, its attack speed, which can be a bit of a problem. And then we want this wants to be attacking cruisers, so cruisers first. So I'll go for capital ships, then cruisers, then fighters, or we could go cruisers, destroyers, battleships. Or we could just do the same. We just target the frigates first, then corvettes. I feel that we're going to go for this though. Now, if we come against a really big ship, this might be a bit of a problem, but there we go. Okay. Let's go back to ship designs and done. By the way, you can change the doctrine here. I'd forgotten you can do that as well. That's how you can jump in there and do that. Let's set a barrage. That's not what I wanted. I wanted... The railboat wants to be assassin and cruiser. Yeah. The missile boat change okay? You know, I also didn't save that for some reason. Okay, so yeah, you've got to do it on this screen, I think, here. And there we go. Gunships, there we are. Yeah, we'll get one of those and one of those. It'll take a little while to come in, but that's fine. Okay, we've got a constructor here. This is, oh yeah, that's right. We want to be building a... it's just going to miss. Oh, I think I put this in a bad place. Oh, we can still put it here. Okay, that's good. So we want a communication starbase now. Got the economic starbase up first, didn't we? Yep. So there we go. And we need to get... That's going to give us a little boost to culture, 10% influence growth. We want to upgrade that as quickly as possible, which means we do also need... I'm pretty sure I was building... Was I building some modules? Yes, I was. Great job. Okay. Okay, we've got a teamer here. What can we reach with this? Not really a lot. I'm going to go for the Jewel of Han again. I think that if we try to get as many over to Toria as possible, that's probably wise. That is a freighter, yeah. Yeah, that is, yeah, okay. Just making sure I got that right. Send this flagship out further along this way. Let's go and grab some more of these goodies.
Smugglers have crashed their ship here. They have little power left in their ship, just enough to keep life support running, and they are in desperate
Zoloxy.
The Zoloxy are being vague about what led them to this situation. It's hard to say whether they're hiding some illegal activity or if it's simply a trait of Zoloxy culture to be elusive. We have the means to easily provide the food and supplies the Zoloxy
Let's convince them to settle our world. Now, I don't know if we'll get both of them. We might just get one because we've got overpopulation. So, was it Ragnar Prime? Zoloxy will give us access to the Zoloxy leaders. Now, these guys are all criminals. So it's going to increase crime on our planets, and we've got to deal with that. But this can be useful because Zoloxy can have pretty high stats. So for a start, we're overpopulated here, so we are going to have to send one of these. What's Toria's crime like? 16. Let's send one over to Toria. We can always put them in prison. But let's have a look at the expectations. Yeah, I'll send this one to Toria, I think. There we go. And then let's send... In fact, I'm going to send someone else to Toria as well, because we've got a little bit of a surplus here now. Have we got any really good research leaders? Yeah, this guy's pretty good. Okay, so send this guy to Toria too. Okie dokie. We do need to start building more housing pretty quickly, I'd say. So that's a good place for one. Maybe this one. Yeah, I think I wanted to start putting economic stuff up here, didn't I? Let's put a housing district here. Okay, and then we can actually upgrade our housing too, which will give us an overall boost. Ariman's starting to get pushed on. Okay, here's flexible bulkheads. Your doom is at hand, we are the Snathi. We will rid the galaxy of all subscurity filth, whatever that thing is. Is that sub-squirrel? There will never be peace between us. Okay, so the Snathi are in the game. We'll have to deal with those guys. Star-based defense grid. This is good. This gives you loads of cool stuff. Improved armor science is going to be great, though. And then we've got stellar emigration. This is going to increase our influence growth. This is really good too. But I think I want the armor because we do need to start building better ships. Okay, let's have a look at the leaders we could get. Oh, look at him. Bound to the clandestine group, the Watchers, they navigate a realm of peril and promise. So he's going to be good as a research leader. Got really high social. Tourism increase. He could be good there, but also Minister of Colonization uses this, I think. Yeah, that's really good. So that's going to improve. Like we're going to get a big boost to approval here, and that's going to help our economy in a big way. That frees up this guy. Minister of Justice is going to be based on diligence. Well, that would work. Now we just need to get someone with another character with high diligence. Got Minister of Tourism here. Have we got anybody with really high? No, social. Because we would like to get the Minister of Defence in there too, if possible. He needs high diligence. I think they need high diligence. Oh no, that's resolve. Oh, okay. He'll do. He's cruel. He's an asteroid miner, right. Let's get him into the ministry. Oh, wait. No, that's the wrong one. What am I doing? Oh, it's resolve. Yeah, of course. I'm being scatterbrained today. Okay, there we go. So, here at Thielbar. We need to build more housing quickly. 6 months we've got. Okay, let's upgrade our existing housing first. That should fix that problem temporarily. Then what we'll do is we'll put this planetary conversion in, I think, and then we'll start building some more housing there. We're also a bit low on food. I did notice this before. We're at Rucked Bat. Do we want... Yeah, let's go for a supply ship. The Elbar, I think we're going to build a missile boat. Can't delay building ships any further, unfortunately, or any longer. Okay, let's go and grab this big cluster of mines. Asteroids. Go and find some of these other ones out there to go and grab. Okay, supply ship. Yield bar. Do we send that to Soma? No, I think we're going to send it to Araman. Let's get a supply ship out that way. Yeah, Iconia is pushing on us, but you can see that it's, you know, slowly pushing. I wonder if we could build a planetary beacon here, look. So start, maybe we get a couple of planetary beacons up on these. That's just going to increase our influence output. Yeah, so look, we've got one on here as well. Okay, they want flexible bulkheads. No, I'm not giving you that. Oh wow, hang on though. Oh, cultural treaty. This is also good. Yeah, I think I'm going to accept that. I mean, flexible bulkheads is a good... That's why they were willing to give a lot for that, because they know it's a powerful technology, but that's really helped us. So yeah, let's continue. Yep, we're going to build a mining base. There's a snothy look. That's unlucky for the yaw, I'd say. Although they're quite close to us too. Improved armor science. Okay. Improved missile targeting. That's going to make our missile weapons even better. That just Umbilical Spirit gives us more hit points. Then we get a terraforming module and the planetary recycling center. Ah, that could be really useful for us. Predictive targeting. Increases the weapon range. That gives us a better missile though. Let's grab that, and we can then pretty much immediately replace that missile boat with a better version. Okay, looks like we need more housing here. We're starting to outgrow our planet. I think what we need to do is we need to drop down anything that's causing population growth now. So, okay, nothing. We haven't got anything here. So we probably have to deactivate some of the recruiting stations and stuff for the time being until we've got more planets to colonize. That's the Soma 1. Are we still building... Yeah, I'm building supply ships. That'll come next turn. They want modules and interstellar cabinet, and they're going to give us nanite defense systems. No, I don't care about that. I don't want to make the yaw any stronger.
A massive jet black monolith hovers silently in space, its surface pulsing with glowing alien inscriptions.
Okay, obsidian monolith. There's 2 armor to all the... Ooh, this is good. But that's all ships. Let's grab that, because even though that was a lot of money we could have got for it, that's a really good item. Like if you build loads of fighters and then, you know, fighters and bombers and then stick that on. Okay.
Drifting amid the wreckage of an ancient battlefield, our ship has discovered a fractured but still humming Arnorian battle shield.
I think we've already got one of these.
And Dreadlords left many such relics.
Okay, let's get the money for that one. We've already got one of those. I don't want another one. What we can do is we can use that to build... Sorry, to buy some leaders. Okay, so he's got decent... He's got decent research. We could put him in a faction. So, social. Sorry, this is resolve, isn't it? Resolve and diligence. He'd probably go in here. Well, it's not a huge bonus to growth. In fact, we probably don't want to. We don't want too much growth now. Okay, that's worth it. Let's see what this guy's got again. Put him in Warforged. There we go. Going to increase our military. Now, we've actually reduced our pollution as well doing that, so that's a nice little bonus. Now, we haven't maxed population out on Toria, so we don't need to, dramatically reduce our growth yet. Just be aware that, we are running a little bit low, look. I wonder if we should send one of these guys. Send this guy off to Toria. Now we're using the underwater homes policy. Ah, antimatter. Why aren't we grabbing that? That's something we should take too. Okay, let's get the Cultural Awareness Centre. Cultural Exchange. Cultural... Oh god, look at these. It's going to keep going into all of these influence. Look at this. Influence growth plus 20, 75%. This is going to push our influence really, really hard into Iconia now, which is what we want. We want to try and swallow those guys and just take them non-militarily. Okay. It's going to bring us more logistics. Citizens' expectations released by 50%. And they get plus 10 approval. This could be really powerful. +1 fertility on all worlds. Yeah, we are mostly... I think this would be a good one. Okay, that's just going to make people much happier overall. Let's just see how that's affected our approval, actually. Okay, that's good. So our approval's reasonably high, which means we can probably raise up our income a little bit, or our tax rate. Maybe just drop it a little. Yeah, keep our manufacturing up. Teamer. Just send that over this way. Here at Soma, we want another supply ship. Hold on. That's a supply ship. That's a trade ship. Good, good, good. So send this one into Soma just to finish off the... Oh, well, to help finish off the manufacturing upgrade. Here at Araman, I guess we want a supply ship, I think. And we'll send that into Araman 2. Araman 3. And we need more population. That would give us food too. Now this doesn't have the greatest farming output. Is there anywhere else that's got really high farming? Yeah, that one. And Toria. So getting some farming up on Toria might be an idea. Just one. You don't have any agricultural boosts there. The L-bar's nice for agriculture, but I would rather keep that for its nice outputs of wealth. So I'm actually going to put one of these up. Can we put it here? I don't think we need to get a... We're not particularly worried about bonuses. Oh, pollution's really low here now. We could increase our manufacturing. Oh, look at the planetary. The manufacturing output here is pretty poor. So we could probably do with some more manufacturing, especially once we've got the recycling centre that's going to come up. we got here? Approval, wealth and tourism. Okay, so we don't want to put it there. Approval's already really high. Let's just get it up on here, look. I might want to... I'm kind of tempted to put influence on that one. I love this optimization puzzle. What I am aware of, though, it's not very fun for some people to watch me doing this. So I'm just going to... Oh, what's that? The nanite transmitter. Just creates a warship. Do I really care about that? Not really. I do want to get this up, so let's get... I think I'd want this a little bit more than even the research. Oh, this is really nice for research here. Food and population. Let's just put it up here because this will help our population cap. Okay. Okay, here's improved missile targeting, which means we can now upgrade our missile ship. Needs to reach our trade networks. That could be good. This is going to increase armor. Okay, I'm going to go for that first. They want 70 credits. We can afford that. Okay, that's going to make them like us more for a bit. Let's just go into diplomacy. Yeah, you supported us. So yeah, they're gonna like us more. So I was looking at the Torians. So I was looking at the Yor then. Yeah, so you gave us a gift, sorry. I was like, oh, you supported us. That doesn't look like the right bonus, but there we go. That's the gift one that we want. These guys are friendly with us. We should probably try to trade with them a little bit more. We might like us too. Let's just have a look at the global diplomacy. Oh wow, there's a lot of war going on already. Oh no, that's because of the Snathi, of course. If we just ignore the Snathi though. Well, these guys are at war with a few people. As we knew. Okay, so it's mostly the Snathi that's kind of throwing that out and making it look... Making things look a little bit more war-torn than they really are. Yeah, we need to get... I think here on Araman, we do need to get more... Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this recruitment station now. And maybe we switch it out. Let's have a look. Araman 2. Sorry, by the way, if I'm sniffing a lot, seem to have got a bit of a blocked up nose. Not quite sure why. Go for the atmospheric cleanser. Yeah, let's replace that. Okay, so that's going to remove most of our pollution now. In fact, we got none left at all. Great stuff. Let's put this guy as a soldier. Okay, I'm going to leave him as he is. This guy's going to be a worker. Should have a farmer. That's not going to help at all. Let's just change it back to a worker. And this one is a farmer already. Just switch him to an entertainer, I think. And this line here, we'll have this guy as a worker. Okay. What do we want here? Yeah, we want wealth buildings, but we also need more housing first. Now, I think that the reason why I'm having to control this every turn is because I've got too many trade licenses. I wonder if that means we should get interstellar trade first. I think it does. Yeah, okay, so we're getting some good trade value coming in from the from the trade we've got with the Mimot. We've got a supply ship here at Rook, but what are they building? Not a lot, so don't worry about that. Let's send this over to Araman 3. We want to build a new ship. Sorry, we want to design a new missile boat. So let's go in here, go to design new ship class, and then we're just going to... Okay, go to cruiser. and we edit this dot. Oh, sorry, back. We start the new design with this based on this design. Sorry. So not only have we got more equipment that we can put on, but we've got better weapons now. So let's get rid of these railguns. Oh, that's the wrong one. I am foolish. Missile boat. There we go. Okay. Okay, so let's get... Where are we? The Avenger. Yeah, there we go. Now, this is mass 6. Oh, it's the same as the Helios rockets. Is that what I had before? No. Yeah, missile attack 15, look. Okay, so that does leave us some more space. Targeting computer, we might have too many of those on now. Which means we could probably put something like... Oh, we can also switch this out for Neuroflex plating. For better armor. We can put the weapon jammer on too. And one more targeting computer. You get diminishing returns with these, to be honest, but still, that is better than it was. So we're going to call that missile boat 2. Alright. And what are those, please? Where are we here? This is Ruktbart. More supply ships. Let's keep pumping those out. So, I'll have another one of those going off to Arman 3. Actually, I think I want a constructor here first. The reason being is because I want to put up a... I need to get a influence base. Okay, looks like this is going to be a 45-minute episode. Lucky you. Lucky me too, because it means I get to play for longer. Alright. Have this guy as a entertainer. Okay, that's good. So, here in Ruktbart 2, we don't seem to have big problems here, but we're not really making use of the planetary inputs, these really high inputs we've got, so I think we want to sort that out. Let's get a trade network up here. It would also help to get the manufacturing, and that might be better off coming first actually, because we're okay for money for the time being. Let's just get this guy closer. We're going to get interstellar trade next turn, so that'll be able to proc.
An esteemed career diplomat has come across a highly sensitive and classified file that could potentially cause a diplomatic crisis among several species in the galaxy. The information in the file could be used to gain a significant advantage in negotiations, but it could also lead to unrest and mistrust if discovered. Ooh. Your leader is torn between using this knowledge for your civilization's benefit and staying true to their principles of diplomacy and integrity.
Nope, use it. That +1 diplomacy bonus is going to really help us when things start kicking off, because we will have to go to war at some point soon, I think, once we've got more ships. Okay, where's this probe going? We found the Torians, look, so we're actually in another sector. And there's interstellar trade like we wanted. Atmospheric scrubbers is going to reduce pollution even further. I think... Yeah, I think thematically we should go for that. I think the Torians would gravitate towards that one.
An ancient star map engraved on the surface of a seemingly unimportant moon.
Okay, so we found another planet. Let's just see what we've got there. It's Arman 2. Arman 4, sorry. Hang on, was that one already there? Arman 5. That's Arman 5. Yeah, I think it must be that one. Oh, have we not colonized Arman 2 yet then? No, Arman 1. What's that? Araman 2-5. I don't think it's shown on the map yet.
Our fleet has made a remarkable discovery. Abandoned plans and a unique power source for something known as a core tap. This device is designed to harness the energy from a planet's core. The discovery offers us several profitable opportunities.
Okay, it's going to increase our production. Let's just do it. More production is better for me.
Our flagship has discovered an intriguing site. A free-floating precursor cargo container. An overpowering sense of excitement envelops the
advanced particle beam
closer to it.
Yep.
Our preliminary scans reveal that the container shelters an advanced particle beam. Despite its small size, it is quite...
Okay, let's do it. We can build a flagship with that. That's something we can do soon, actually. Think. Oh, we could also upgrade... Sorry, let's just get back into the ship designer. There's a new way of doing this now, but I'm just so tied to the old ways that I find it... One of those old men who's stuck in his ways. Let's go to design new ship class. I actually want to just change this missile boat... sorry, the railboat design now, just to get that new armor on there. So, there we go. Have we got a better railgun already? No, we don't. It was just the armor, I think. The Neurofix plating we want to get on. Okay, and we can also put some more stuff on there. So what was the issue with this? 50 kinetic attack's pretty good. Shield strength, armor rating, and evasion. Yeah, I'll put some more shields on because this is going to be getting up close. So having high shield strength is probably going to be useful. Doesn't have the highest combat rating, but that's okay. So we're going to call that railboat 2. Once we've got a bunch of these guys out, then we want to build some advanced fighters, and I will design those when we come to it, because we might get better, better abilities in between now and then. Oh, let's take a pod unit on this. If we've got... Let's have a look at this one. What's this? Oh, this one is getting Gerantium. Not worried about that. Okay, that's a mining base. I just want to rename this, by the way. I call this Taurus Economic. Okay, this one. Taurus Broadcasting. So I can quickly tell the difference between these two. Should we put a trade station on here? Yes, that's going to make a lot of difference. And we want a military base up here pretty soon too. Okay, now we do need more. We're going to build more modules as well. Okay, let's get this teamer in here. There we go. This is from Thielbar. That's our survey probe, I remember. Let's get a better hull on this thing, just in case it comes up against any enemies. Or if I unwittingly send it into a precursor anomaly without realising what they do again. Okay, so here's our first missile boat. Let's send this thing off over to Araman. Yeah, they're really pushing on us culturally here. Bomber, fighter, 2 frigates. One design critique I've got about GalCiv, well, one of the few that I've got, is that look at these. These are fighters, but look how big they are. How can you tell the difference between that and a cruiser when everything's got its own shape? You know, like its own random shape. It does make, even though you can do a lot of cool stuff with the customization of this game, it does make the game more difficult to read. That's a problem, I think. Okay, here we want one of these up. Then I think here we're going to put some kind of financial building, like a trade network, or yeah, let's put a trade network on this one. There we go. Okay, Ragnar Prime. Population not changing. Good. Not enough food, that's why. Oh, okay. So that's got to be fixed. Let's get an agricultural district here. Are we selling food at the moment? No. No, we're not. Workshop. It's going to give us persuasion. Yeah, why not? That's always useful. Speaking of which, can you trade with us yet? Yes, you can. Okay, what techs have you got? Nanite defense system. I don't care about that. There's hardly any Illyrium in the universe. Look, it's very interesting. Well, there's diplomatic capital. Okay, I'm not going to give them any more because that will make them stronger. Let's just see what we've got with the Mimot. Oh, they got techs worth having. Okay, armor material science. Is that the one we already we're already going for? No, we're going for atmospheric scrubbers. Atmospheric scrubbers. You know, when I hear that word, I just... For those of you who've seen the film With Nail and I, you'll... when they're like drunk and they're driving down the road and leaning out the car shouting "scrubbers" at the girls passing by. That's obnoxious, loud behaviour, but it's so funny. And the word "scrubber" in English colloquialism kind of means slut. Oh dear, I don't know why that came to mind. Right, let's see what we got with these guys. If we go for an open borders agreement with them. Yeah, why not? See if they'll take that. Yeah, they're up for that. So I want armor material science, give. And Xeno agriculture would be cool as well. What can we give you in return? Start a trade and improve missile targeting. Alright, I'm going to give you... let's do the persuasion thing. I don't have any Illyrium either. Okay, they're not going to give us too many credits. I'll take a small credit boost. Alright, money-wise. Okay, let's get him in as a... Oh, we can get a Minister of Finance now. Very nice. Based on the intelligence. Oh, he's going to be great then. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. That's just what we like to hear. And we've got the Endless Emporium as well. So now we can start putting people in here based on intelligence. So for example, he's going to probably be better off in here. Okay, we lost a little bit of money there. But that's giving us a discount to the bazaar. And income as well. But then you get a little bit of crime. We did actually lose a little bit of income because not having anyone in the Free Mine Centre. We'll soon make that back. Okay, I feel like we're stabilising our nation a fair bit. Here's our first... here's another missile boat, sorry. I think we send this one over again. We'll send it over to Araman. So I want a substantial garrison there, just in case things do go wrong with the yawl. Let's put a extended reinforced hull on this guy. And we'll just have him repair.
As your leading ship nears a deserted cargo container,
Ooh.
it identifies an advanced resource depletion module inside. This enigmatic device...
No, I'll take the money there. I'd rather have the money now. He's a criminal. Okay, he could make a commander. He's not a very good commander though. But now we've got these factions, look, we can probably put him into the Free Mine Centre. Oh, that's social, so that's no good at all. He's probably best off in here. Does that actually do much? So, by the way, so this gives us the ability to get better prices in the bazaar. Now, it's still, look, for example, if we want Illyrium, it's still crazy expensive. There just is none in the universe, or very little. We got Thulium we could sell a little bit of. Wow, actually you can get a fair amount for it. Let's not sell that now, but that's interesting to note. That's really interesting to note. Okay, here it's Soma 1. God, I've gone on playing. You know what? I just wanted to... I obviously really wanted to play GalCiv today because I was supposed to end this at half an hour. I completely forgot. Plus 1, 3... Oh, plus 3 to food. That could be useful. But not on this planet. What do we need here? How much... Oh, we've got a fair amount of crime here. I think we're just going to get a financial district up just for the time being. Just make use of some of this finance that we've got. Okay, we found the Drengen. We will have our vengeance. Yeah, okay, so we can never be friends with those guys. Okay, looks like the Zendar were in the game, but we didn't know about it. Okay, so the Torians and the Drengen are close to each other. That's going to be an interesting dynamic. Oh, the Drengen are really powerful. Oh, man, this is setting up a great end game. How fantastic. Okay, we need influence here. So, have we got any influence buildings? Let's just have a look. It's that one, isn't it? No, it's tourism. There we go. Yeah, we've got the Beacon of Babylon, but we need harmony crystals for that. That would be a good thing to put up, though, no doubt. Yeah, we want to get influence. We need to build influence heavily on this planet, I'd say. Okay, let's get a missile boat 2. We can upgrade our current missile boats to the new model as well if we want. Kind of expensive though. As it should be. Refitting is very expensive. Okay, we got another teamer. Now, where can we send this out to? Still haven't got quite the ship range to reach the Kryn. Or these guys. Ah, hold on a minute. I've got a team of 2, haven't I? I should have really... Let's just... I'll just send it out. We'll send it out to the, this profitable planet here, I think, for a bit. Sorry about that, guys. I was just blowing my nose. Okay. I don't like to have dead air when I'm playing. I don't think it's good to have people playing and not talking, unless that's what they do on their channel specifically. You'll notice though that people who play games and don't talk tend not to have very large audiences. Okay, here on Toria, let's get more influence buildings up. I think that's what we want, don't we? We could probably also do some more manufacturing. Since we've got very little pollution now, we can probably afford to have some more manufacturing stuff. Got the core tap. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's get the core tap up here. Wow, it's going to take a while though. That might be better. Although we don't have a lot of... We don't really have a lot of... yeah, I don't know. We don't really have many of those at the moment. Yeah, let's get the culture stuff up first. Cultural districts. I think that's going to be... We want to really push culture hard because it will help fight off our neighbours a little bit. You know, in a sort of pacifistic kind of way. Here we go for a supply ship. Araman, we want a supply ship. Okay, this supply ship's going into Araman here. Okay, that's going to help finish these influence buildings off pretty quickly, sorry. get those up first, and then the modifier. Get this one into Soma. Soma, what do we want here? Probably more manufacturing. Let's turn this into a manufacturing plant. It's got awful pollution anyway. Provide Illyrium for research. Yeah, I don't care about that. Let's get the prestige for not helping them. Ooh, who's winning? The Dredgen. Okay. That puts a bit of a timer on the game. They want interstellar trade, and they're going to offer nanite defense systems. No, if you want interstellar trade, which is going to make you very strong, I want something better than that. Got a colony. They're not going to give us Iridia, obviously. I don't know. By the way, I don't know if they'll. I've got one criticism I got about the diplomacy is that the ship trading and star-based trading and stuff is just totally useless at the moment because the AI will basically never do it, and it feels like a real missed opportunity. I've asked for that to be changed a few times, but it always seems to fall on deaf ears. I think the fear was that you could basically trade the AI too easily for stuff. Oh, there we go. Look, actually, they will do it. All right, so that's interesting. That must have been changed because this never worked before. That's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna have to experiment with that and see. Can we get ships off them now then? How much would they take? No, it's still too much for fire. This is ridiculous. You should be able to buy and sell ships. I think with GalCiv, in this period where the developers are just focusing on polish, I'm going to push as hard as I can at Stardock to get this changed, because you should be able to build and sell ships like as a game tool. They're going to have to figure out a way to do it with that it doesn't break the game, but I really want that in the game because it's just, otherwise I wish they just took it out because it's just a false promise basically, and I really hate that. Anyway guys, hope you're enjoying this and I'll catch you next time. Take care.